Okay, we are ready to make card 1. I'm not going to show how to cut the DSP because I did that in the opening video. So hopefully you guys all saw that and have your papers cut. All right, let me explain all the little things we're going to die cut. Actually, I want to show you how to cut this card because it is only partly done for you. Okay, so you have this regular card with just a partial piece for the inside, and that's because we're going to seal the right part, so only part opens. It's just a little fun fold. All right, so we need to cut at 1 1/4 from the bottom to the score line, and then we stop there. So I'm putting this in my trimmer over at the 1 1/4 line. I'm actually just going to double check that measurement because that's what I remember it being, but I don't want to tell you incorrectly. Yeah, it's 1 1/4. Okay, so 1 1/4 to the right, or if you're looking on this side, it's 3 1/4. And you're going to cut from the bottom. I know you guys probably can't see the bottom of this, but the bottom, and then I stop when I get to that score line. Okay, so it's going to look like that. And I'll do that with both of my cards. By the way, this month, this club used a lot of, had enough, quite a bit of die cutting. Next month's card club, I just finished planning, it won't have any die cutting or coloring. You're only stamping greetings. I will try to remember to show that at the end of my last video. Sorry, it's sometimes hard to see if you've gotten it. Okay, so that's the only cutting you need to do on that card. All right, let's move on to the die cutting and then we'll assemble. All right, so that's the inside. You don't need that, but it's kind of important you lay these out correctly, or it's not going to, you're not going to be able to get all the pieces you need. So on these pieces, I'm not sure why there's 3. I guess that was a mistake. We'll find out. You're going to cut your label, and then you'll need, yeah, there is more than you need on this one. Okay, so that's okay. I think I started doing it the right way, and then I started giving extra, and anyhow. Okay, on these ones, I'm just showing you it all so you can cut it at once. You're going to do a blueberry cluster twice, but you only need 1. I think I just got confused when I was packing. So, because you'll use 1 on each card, 1 on the front, 1 on the side. And then on the inside here, I cut jam jars, and here I did a strawberry to go with the fruit on the front. So you really only need 1 of these, but you have extra in case you have boo-boos, right? Which we have sometimes. Okay. Wow, I just lost my light. So that's strawberry on the inside of 1. You're going to cut 2 of these and cut 2 sets of blueberries. That's what we'll do on the break. I mean, I'll pause or have you pause for that. I just wanted to show you in cutting in the blueberries and strawberries, if you like having a little white line, you could of course do it with a gel pen, but you can do it without one. And by the way, where's my little guide? When I was coloring with Misty Moonlight and Strawberry Slush, I felt like they were the exact same colors, the dark and the light, not the 2. And so I did this to see that, yes, actually the light is lighter than the dark, but when you first color, it's hard to tell. It lightens up as it sits there, but it's very subtle. And some of my blueberries, I mean, the inside looks the same color as the outside. So that's just how these colors are. Okay, I'm not going to make you watch me color this whole thing, but I'll show you how I did my white line. So you just kind of almost draw the shape you want. I mean, it's really nothing perfect. Okay, that's what I did. And then I came around it with my filling. And I'm using the fine tip side just for that part. But then I colored the rest with a brush. And I did do, and every one of my white things is different. I did do darker around the leaves and then light, but it's honestly really hard to tell. So you could spare yourself that trouble. But That's this to do that. And then on the blueberry, same thing. I used light misty on the centers and dark on the blueberries, and some of them, like this one, the little centerpieces look lighter than the base. This one, they look the same color, and I don't know if I accidentally just colored them the same color. I'm not sure what I did, but it's okay. It's okay. You could leave that top white. You could do something different entirely. But anyway, this one, so I used light on the little top part, and I used dark on the outside of Misty Moonlight. And these ones already had a little line there. So that made it easier for me to just come right under the line that was there. And then I just kind of try to follow it above and just leave that piece white. And then, you know, you can do the whole thing. And same here. I guess it would have worked if I colored that first. You'll see that one's pretty small. Maybe smaller than I meant to be. And some of them I just colored the whole thing. And you don't have to have that little piece for sure. But if you have a white gel pen and you're like, that is not as white as I want. Stampin' Up's coming out with new white gel pens, by the way. Okay. Anyway, then you'd finish coloring. I didn't want to make you watch me do all that. So for right now, go ahead and pause the video. I've already pre-cut mine to make this go faster, and cut out your 2 blueberries, your strawberry, your 2 white labels. And if you want, I haven't done this yet, but you can fussy cut your jam jars for the inside. Okay, so I'm going to Magic of Television bring in mine that I've already cut so that we can just carry on. And here we go. I know from this point on, you guys probably don't need to watch me. You can just follow the picture, but I will do it. I know some people prefer a video. So first thing is I'm going to attach this down, this flap to the front. I want to make sure I'm in video. Okay, good. Sometimes I set my video up and then I bump it and I don't realize I have. Okay, so I would just close both at once so you make sure you don't accidentally twist it. And you can ask me how I know that, because I've done that before. I guess we'll just do one at a time. So you can decide, am I going to do the fruit first or the jam jar? And you really have enough paper. If you don't like that one and you like that one, you can change it up. Okay. So then we put this on one side. Oh, all my perfect dividing up, and I don't seem to have my inside blue gingham piece. Is this one it? Yeah, I just didn't get it in the envelope. So again, in my very first video, I showed cutting this DSP for all 4 designs. And you can just follow the guide on your PDF or go watch that if you want to maximize using your DSP. Okay, so it's very simple. Our inside, and I put "You're the Sweetest" on the front, and then you could put love you very much on the inside, or vice versa, or you could do "You're the Sweetest" on the front, thank you on the inside. I'm leaving the inside blank because I don't know who I'm going to give this to. Yeah, sorry, getting confused. He does not stock. I don't remember us cutting. I feel like we did cut that little inside gingham piece. I don't know. It must have gone in a different one. I don't know. Don't know what happened. Okay. So then this, you're putting it actually close to this edge because that gives you the edge. So you're going to look around the sides to get your 1/8 around, but you're not trying to leave space between this and that part that's closed, because then you have too big of a space. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, and then the main thing is when you go to attach all your stuff on the front, you want to make sure you don't put dimensionals on the part that's going to overlap. Otherwise, you're sealing your card closed. Okay, so that's what you want to watch out for. I'm going to just carry on with You're the Sweetest, because that to me can work. Then on the inside, I can put thank you or birthday, whichever I need for whomever I'm giving it to. Okay. And then I did use dimensionals on this. But again, I'm turning it over like this so I can see how much is overlapping, and I don't put dimensionals on that side and accidentally seal my card closed. I think I did that lower than I really wanted. No, it's might be higher. It's fine. And then I just stuck some blueberries down there. You could either do some glue or you could stick I'll probably do both. Put a little tiny dimensional off to the side to hold it up. Hope you guys can see okay. My light is sort of dissipating in this room. The sun's going down. I need to turn my actual light on. And then you should have all received ribbon. What did I do with mine? Oh, okay. And the usual, tie a bow, attach it with glue dots. This is a pretty thick ribbon. I would maybe use a couple glue dots side by side. Sometimes I tie a bow and it goes great, and sometimes it takes me 5 tries to get it to go great or something. But I'm not gonna monkey too long with it. My tip is if you don't have I don't use a bow maker, but I know a lot of people do. So that's one tip. But I will just tie it loose and kind of mess with it. I actually decided I want this a little smaller after I did all that and said I wasn't going to mess with it. Then I did. Okay. And then I just attached that, like I said, with a glue dot. I'm going to put a couple just to try to make it not on top of each other, but you could do it side, or I ended up just going right in the center on that one. And then we have our bling that I have right here. And you can do whatever you want. It looks like I went with all pink and strawberries and didn't do blue, but I could do blue if I wanted. Maybe I'll do a blue one this time. Here, blue. And I did 2. These are going to be weird the way they are on your thing, because like I just was cutting them apart and putting them there to try to make sure everybody had them, and like big and small might be mixed up. You just got to kind of watch out. You know, I think you can do however you want. I think I'm going to just have one little strawberry there. Uh-oh. And do 2 smalls. I guess I should look and make sure that's going to last me for the whole thing. But anyway, that's card 1. Oh, sorry, I forgot. So then you would put, I don't know what I did with mine. I'm going to steal this, but you guys get it. You put your little gingham on the bottom. That looks like 3/8 inch. You could do 3/8 by whatever this is, it'll tell you. And then you put your strawberry, and that's it. And on this one, you put your little blue floral one, which I do have that one. And then you fussy cut some jam jars. So I will see you on card 2.